All right. I'm really happy to be here with everybody on this cloudy, sort of wet Wednesday. But it's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, and it's time to sit down and meditate a little bit. So we will have 3 meditations that we'll work through together today. And I'm really excited to share them with you. I try to teach meditations in this class that are relevant to the practice that I'm doing myself every day throughout the week, because meditation is an important part of my mental wellness routines. And I try to sit down every day and then share what I'm learning, what I'm researching, what I'm reading, what I'm experiencing with all of you. So if you don't know me and your first time to this class, my name's Robin. I look around a lot while I'm teaching because I'm recording here on Zoom, and I'm also live on Instagram over here. So please bear with me. I'll do my best to try to see everybody joining in. And then, we'll get started. I think we've got a good group of folks in. So if you are cut out of Zoom after the first 10 minutes of class, please remember that you can log in through Instagram Live and join at that time. All right. So before we get started for our sort of longer meditation today, we're going to do our warm-up meditation. So just make sure you're comfortable in a quiet space, or maybe you have some nice music on in the background. And make sure you're in a comfortable seated position or lying down. You want to make sure that if you are seated, you're sitting up nice and tall, spine is straight. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and just let them fall down your back, rising up a bit through the crown of the head and then rooting down through the sits bones, really decompressing the spine here and finding lots of length. Begin to focus your awareness on your breath. You can have your eyes open right now. Just maybe lengthening your inhales, lengthening your exhales, breathing in, breathing out. Then as you begin to connect with your breath, please close your eyes, turning your attention inward to your internal landscape, relaxing tension in the face, softening a little bit on your exhales. Just expanding as much as you can on your inhales and just feeling the way the breath moves through your body as you breathe in and breathe out. I invite you now to begin naming the action of breathing. When you breathe in, say to yourself in your mind, breathing in. And as you breathe out, say to yourself, breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. And just repeat that in your mind. Breathing in, breathing out. Just noticing how you feel. And I invite you to begin softening, letting go of any resistance that you might be feeling as you breathe in and breathe out. And for the last few rounds, I also invite you to take a smile. An actual physical smile with your eyes closed, attention still tuned inward, still naming your breath, breathing in, breathing out, and just notice how the smile changes the meditation. See what feelings, emotions, thoughts, sensations wash over you as you smile and practice this samatha. Last couple rounds. And then you can let go of saying, breathing in, breathing out, naming the breath. You can relax the muscles in your face, just dropping that smile. And just paying attention to a regular pattern of inhales and exhales. And then slowly opening your eyes without dropping the awareness that you just cultivated, still connected and tuned in as you're breathing in and out with your eyes open. It should be a slow and gradual release of the meditation. Moving around the muscles in your face, maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Taking a couple deep breaths in and out. And just sort of fully reacclimatizing to being back in your space. So hopefully you're feeling that you are a little further into the present moment, a little more connected, a little more relaxed and settled into preparing yourself for a meditation practice. So before we move forward onto our sort of longer meditation today, I do want to do a bit of a plug. So I am offering a workshop with the Student Life Office of Community Engagement on Friday at 11:30 on the CLNX. Okay, so if you're a U of T student right now logged in, you can go through the CLNX and search cultural appreciation versus appropriation. And I'm gonna lead a workshop with a U of T student on how that idea of appropriation versus appreciation connects to wellness activities like yoga and meditation. Okay, so if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please log on to the CLNX and register for the workshop. Again, just search appropriation versus appreciation. Okay, awesome. So the meditation that I've been working on all week has been a meditation for creating space. So I'm finding, sort of as the weekend came in, I'm finding that time is starting to bleed into itself. Maybe some of you folks are feeling the same way. Days are moving by super quickly. 9 o'clock, blink of an eye, it's 5 o'clock. I'm finding myself really sort of confined, even though I'm taking my dog for walks. And that there isn't a lot of space for me to exist in within sort of the confines of my apartment. So I thought it might be a great idea to look inward and find a bit of space sort of in here, in my heart, in my body, in my breath. So there's an excellent meditation by Duvall, who is a very popular meditation instructor. She runs a lot of workshops online and services online to help folks learn mindfulness practices. And she has a fantastic meditation that focuses on this idea of creating space. And I'd like to share that with you, particularly inner space. And I'd like to share that with you today, okay? So in your comfortable seat or lying down, just begin to settle in. We're gonna begin shortly. Begin to rise up a little bit through the crown of the head and root down through the seat. Again, decompressing the spine and finding length if you can. Beginning to focus your attention and your awareness on your breath. Letting the eyelids soften as the muscles in your face relax, breathing in, breathing out. And begin to deepen your inhales and exhales here. Just allowing space in the breath, in the chest, in the lungs to develop. As that attention tunes further and further inward as you breathe. And just notice how the chest and lungs feel as you take those more expansive, deeper inhales. And just allow your body to relax as best you can on your exhales. I invite you here to now visualize yourself in a wide open outdoor space. This could be a field, a beach. This could be somewhere that you've been before, somewhere that you've never been and you're imagining for the first time today. And I'd like you to use your breath to connect with this visualization so that it's much more than just an image, but that you feel the space in 3 dimensions as you breathe in and breathe out. Somewhere in nature where you feel comfortable, where you can maybe see yourself seated in the third person, or maybe you're there seeing it yourself through your own eyes. And again, using the breath to connect to this space. Seeing the space as clearly as you can in your mind. And I'd like you to feel that there is a certain lightness to the air in this space. A wide open quality of freshness. Maybe there's sunshine. You can feel it on your skin. You can feel it in the air. And just broadening in this expansiveness, using that sunlight to really connect again with the breath and with the entirety of this space. And just settling in as you breathe to wherever it is that you are right now. Feel yourself in this space. Again, maybe seeing yourself physically there. Or maybe it's just your mind sensing and seeing everything that's around you. I'd like you to see the varied colors in the trees and in the grass, in the sky. Maybe if there's water, I'd like you to see the detail and the color as the sunlight shimmers in the water. Just allowing your mind to soak those colors in and really paint the space as best as you can. Really paint it with detail, paint it with color, paint it with feeling and emotion. As you breathe in and out, just existing as clearly as you can in this outdoor wide space in your mind, in your body. Maybe the space exists in your heart. This space can be an abstraction of life, or it can be as vividly real as you'd like to imagine it right now. There's no rightness and there's no wrongness with this exercise. It's your space. Just be there. I invite you to notice the grains of sand that you're sitting in or that are beneath your feet. The veins of the leaves, the movement of the grass in the wind, floating of clouds, the play of light. There are so many things to sense here. The light breeze on your skin, the subtle movement of air. Just allow your breath to move through you and allow your breath to move through your space. Breathe into your space. Breathe out from your space. Breathe into your space. Breathe out from your space. Just repeat this. Breathing into the space. Breathing out from your space. Just really feel yourself there. Breathing into your space, breathing out from your space. I hope as you're doing this, you're feeling a deep connection, a sense of space within you, deep within you. And I invite you now to allow your imagery of where you are, of your space, to just soften a little. And moving that feeling of that space that you're in to throughout your body. Really embody the space now as you breathe. Nothing is closed, nothing is crowded. Just feel the space deeply within you. Maybe it's moving through your entire body with every inhale and every exhale. Maybe you're feeling the space expand in your heart as you breathe. Maybe it's in your mind, space for your thoughts. Just allowing it to connect through your entire body and even beyond you, beyond your body. Allow as you breathe maybe to allow that space to move through and beyond you. The bright, open space, again, not closed in, not confined. Breathing in from your space, breathing out from your space. Breathing in, breathing out. Just getting to know what the space within you feels like as you breathe in and as you breathe out. It's your space. It's here all the time. It's always within you, and you can access it whenever you need. All you have to do is breathe and connect to it. See yourself there. Feel yourself there. Okay. I'm going to invite you now to let go of anything that you're feeling, of anything that you're still seeing in your mind. Just breathing in and breathing out, still with the eyes closed. Just taking a few more seconds to observe how you feel. Relaxing any tension in the face, sitting up a little taller if you're slouching. And then you can open your eyes, come back into the room. Just allowing that awareness to drip off you as you breathe in and breathe out. And just shuffling and shifting and moving. Deepening the breath. Okay. So that was the inner space, creating space meditation that I mentioned. I hope you were able to take yourself somewhere that you can return to in that practice, somewhere that now exists within you and has always been within you, that you can access when you feel like you need more space, when you feel sort of, a little bit sort of confined in time and space starts to bleed together, like I mentioned. So that is something this is a meditation that I come back to often in my practice, but it's also something that I access on a daily basis, not just in those feelings. But sometimes when I'm feeling anxious or stressed out, I'll close my eyes and just take myself back to that space. Now that I've been there a number of times, or even when I first had been there, it really was this sort of revelation that I had this space that I could go to. I see myself sitting on top of a hill looking out over a valley personally. And I just find that seat on that hill and I begin to breathe in and out from the space. And it just provides so much space to think clearly, to feel, to really interpret and reflect and connect with thoughts and with feelings when they're a little bit overwhelming. So I hope that you're able to utilize that meditation, maybe not in like a sort of a 10-minute capacity like we did, but maybe even in small chunks as a tool when you need it. Okay. So the last meditation that we have today is going to be a Zen meditation. It's going to be more of a tool actually than a full meditation, but we're going to practice it as an exercise. This is a tool that I like to do in the shower or when I'm just sort of feeling like I need to take a quick moment to just center myself. It's a centering tool. If anyone's not familiar with Zen, the word Zen comes from the word Zazen, which is a Buddhist tradition of meditation that was popular in China, that sort of developed through the Asian continent. It has a different name in India. It's on the tip of my tongue. It starts with a D. I want to say Dhirama, but I might be wrong. But it exists in other forms as well, in other Buddhist lineages outside of sort of the Zen. It has a number of names, but generally you'll hear it in Western communities as Zazen, okay? So Zazen is a practice that really just focuses on breath and breathing and just watching your breath and sitting for long periods of time and seeing what comes up during that sitting. There's certain postures that you take in Zazen. Generally, it's sort of space under the armpits with your hands in this mudra, resting at your navel. So if you want to sit like that for this practice today, that's great. What we're going to do is we're going to count backwards from 10 on your own without me guiding you, okay? And as you count backwards from 10, I want you to imagine this sort of swirling inward energy at your navel, okay? This sort of energy pulling in. In yoga tradition, we would refer to this as samana vayu, okay? Sort of swirling wind, okay? And it's a breath energy, it's a breath, a wind, okay? It's a prana, life force energy that sort of represents our core energy, that idea of pulling in. And it works with our Agni, which I've mentioned before in these sessions, our internal fire. Okay, they work together for that transformative power and to sort of hold breath in the belly. But I want you to imagine that today, okay, with sort of potentially this posture if it's comfortable for you. And we're going to count backwards from 10. And as you breathe, each cycle of breath being 10, the next cycle of breath being 9, the next cycle of breath being 8, I want you to do your best to concentrate on the count and on that samana vayu, on that swirling energy in, okay? Sort of that nexus of energy at your navel. But if your mind begins to wander as you do this, please start back at 10. So if you get to 7, but your mind wanders, start back at 10 and try it again, okay? Make sense? That was a big explanation, I'm sorry. Hopefully that made sense. Let's give it a try, okay? So you can sit in sort of that Zen position, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders falling away from ears, a little bit of space under the armpits. Close your eyes. Just begin to focus your awareness on your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And then as you breathe, I'd like you to begin to imagine that swirling vortex of samana vayu energy at the navel. And beginning to count backwards from the number 10, you're going to attempt to make your way to the number 1 without allowing your mind to wander from your concentration. But if it does, there is no judgment. And then begin to start back at 10. Just be okay, no frustration. Just start back at 10. The goal is not to get to 1, but just to breathe, to concentrate, to connect, and to exist in the present moment as you breathe in and breathe out. Counting backwards from 10, focusing on the belly, starting over if your mind wanders. Keep going. If you get to 1, that's amazing, and you can just start back at 10. If you don't get to 1, that's fantastic too. Just start back at 10. We're aiming for a full minute. And you can just let go of the count, opening the eyes, coming back into the room. And hopefully you're able to just sort of just feel a little bit softer, a little more chill, just a little more connected, a little more centered, I think is the word I'm looking for, centered. That's what I use it for. So often in times I mentioned that I like to do that meditation in the shower. It's because when I take a shower, my mind starts to run and I start thinking of all the different things that I have to do for work that day. So I'm just like, stop it. Find the position, focus on the belly, focus on the navel, see the swirling energy and start counting back from 10. And again, the goal is not to actually get to 1. It's just to relieve the mind of all of that extra stuff. So thank you very much for joining me today, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so happy I'm able to come here and share these meditations with you. Again, I am running that cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation workshop through the CLNX for U of T students at 11:30 on Friday. So go to the CLNX, search appropriation versus appreciation, and you'll be able to engage in that discussion. Unlike these sessions where it's just me talking at you, we'll be able to engage in that discussion around how that concept sort of appears in Western wellness practices like yoga and meditation. Okay. It was so great to see everyone again. Thanks so much. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.